can an average guy come between two best mates? Easily. Me and Lena White were like sisters, blood sisters. We first met at nursery school. I loved Lena like a sister, and I still do. But a guy had to be the core of all evil. He was called Jake, and we both adored him. Now, this is where I have to set the record straight and categorically state that Jake was my guy first. If this was a musical, I would burst into song, but it's not. Anyway, one freezing cold afternoon in late October, I went over to Lena's house saying I couldn't find Jake anywhere. You didn't need to be a detective to know exactly where he was. He was with her, the little cow. I knew as soon as she opened the door and her face turned the colour of her cardigan, scarlet, there was going to be trouble. Get Jake now, I said. Oh, he's always with you, Lena yelled. You won't find him here. Let me see him, I said. I've told you, Eve, she said, trying to shut the door. Jake is not in this house. Next minute, we were fighting in her hallway, kicking and screaming until her mother had to separate us. Mrs. White told me never to darken the door again. Lena was in bits. Technically, Jake wasn't in the White household. No, I found him a couple of minutes later in their back garden sitting on a giant stone turtle looking moody. Jake, not the turtle. Hi, Jake, I said, and off we strolled hand in hand. I looked back and I saw Lena's whiter than yoghurt face at the window. She was devastated. 20 minutes later, Jake and I were at the top of the local multi-storey car park. Not the most romantic of settings. My 6-foot-tall Jake was perched in a convenient angle for me to just give him a gentle push. Yes, I loved Jake, but I loved my best friend Lena, and we did not want this guy to come between us. There'd been plenty of other guys out there. I took one last look at Jake. Goodbye forever, I said dramatically. And I pushed him over the edge of the multi-storey car park. He landed in the middle of the traffic. I panicked, thinking his body might have caused a serious incident, falling over like a puppet. Luckily, there were no serious accidents. But Jake was done for. The following day, I revealed all to Lena. I told her that I had destroyed Jake to repair our friendship. Sadly, Lena could not cope with life without him. 4 days later, she took an overdose, her mother's Valium. I felt so guilty, but how was I to know she would take her own life over a stupid guy? She must have been so much in love with him. She must have been so in love with him. Seems ridiculous now, killing yourself over a guy. But she was only 11, and she was very innocent. What a waste of her young life. I mean, Jake would have been burnt eventually anyway. Tall, lanky Jake. The guy we made from my brother's old clothes and a ton of K-pop. Would have been tossed on the bonfire a few days later. Remember the 5th of November? I mean, kids don't make a guy to live forever. Do they?